What is going on, everybody? Welcome back to the Cosmic Wonder. I'm Warren Thompson, and tonight I get to see Guardians of the Galaxy. I get to attend the world premiere. Thanks Marvel and Disney as always, and I'm really excited for this one. The people who have already seen it in Europe are raving about it. Some say it's the best Guardians of the Galaxy film yet in the entire franchise, so I'm really excited about it. If you want to catch some pics from the event, I'll be posting them to the Cosmic Wonder Instagram and my personal Instagram as well. But since I see the film tonight, I wanted to talk about the post-credit scenes. James Gunn has confirmed that there are indeed going to be 2 post-credit scenes, and since I can't really say anything after I see it, I want to talk about what I think that we're going to see in these 2 post-credit scenes. I think we're going to get setups for the Fantastic Four, and I think we're going to get setups for Nova. Also, big thank you to everybody who said that the studio is looking really good lately. I super appreciate it. I could not have done it without my partners over at Elgato. They provide all of the lighting that you can control on your phone or with one of their products, and the microphone I use every single day is from Elgato. So if you're looking for some awesome gear, be sure to check it out in the link in the description down below. Now, since there are 2, you have to imagine that Marvel Studios is definitely going to want something teasing some upcoming movie or project, or the big bad, Kang the Conqueror. However, since recently there have been a lot of allegations against Jonathan Majors, of course, most people know he was arrested, and despite him and his lawyer claiming that Jonathan Majors is 100% innocent, is actually a victim in this situation, and they say that they have evidence, and we have seen some photos, but despite all that, Disney and Marvel might be wanting to steer clear of that just for now. But the Guardians of the Galaxy has the opportunity to perfectly set up Nova and or the Fantastic Four. And I remember there were rumors going around a while ago when they first started shooting for the Guardians of the Galaxy Volume 3 that the Silver Surfer could appear in the movie. Now, James Gunn has recently debunked this. He loves to do that, and typically he has always told the truth. However, I'm guessing that if the Silver Surfer was in the film, he wouldn't say anything. That is way too big of a cameo to even think about. However, if he was in the movie, I'm sure he would just be quiet. He wouldn't reply to somebody stating, no, he's not in the movie. However, that doesn't mean he's not in the post-credit scene. Most people consider the movie and the post-credit scenes separate things. They are different events, usually, especially with Marvel. So the Silver Surfer could very well be in a post-credit scene for Guardians of the Galaxy Volume 3, especially if you consider the fact that the Fantastic Four movie is right around the corner. And we've heard a lot of talks that the Silver Surfer and Galactus are going to be the main villains of the Fantastic Four film. Mind you, this isn't 100% confirmed, but this is what some insiders are stating. We've also heard that there is a Silver Surfer special presentation in the works currently at Marvel Studios. Also a Nova special presentation, which we'll talk about in just a bit. Now, even with all of the Jonathan Majors stuff going on right now, they're still going to have Kang as the big bad. If everything that Jonathan Majors and his lawyer are saying is true, then he is still going to be Kang. And if not, well, Marvel will simply recast him. But no matter what, Kang is still the big bad of the MCU. After all, we are getting Avengers: The Kang Dynasty, and Secret Wars is going to be about defeating Kang and all of his variants as well. So I am assuming that one of these post-credit scenes is going to be about Kang. Whether it's another look at what is to come in Loki Season 2, whether it's a look at Kang doing something completely different that we have no idea about, maybe in our universe, maybe in a different universe. Whatever it may be, I'm thinking we are getting a tease for Kang in one of these post-credit scenes because that just makes sense. But the second post-credit scene, I legitimately think could be about Nova. The first Guardians of the Galaxy film really explored Xandar and the Nova Corps. The connection is already there. But here's the thing, here's why I really think a Nova setup would be perfect. As sad as it sounds, this is the end of the Guardians of the Galaxy, at least for this specific team. Many of the actors are going to move on, whether that's because their characters have died or they're simply done with the trilogy, just like James Gunn. However, we do know that there is going to be a new Guardians of the Galaxy team formed eventually in the MCU. That could be right away, or it could take 5 years. We're not really sure, but we know that it's the end of this specific team and not the Guardians team in general in the MCU. So that makes us ask the question, well, who is going to be in the new Guardians of the Galaxy team? And I'm thinking Nova is the perfect character to be a part of the Guardians of the Galaxy. And if he is going to be a part of the team, this is pretty much the perfect opportunity to tease that, to give us a little bit of hope that the new Guardians of the Galaxy team isn't that far away from being formed. And again, as far as new members of the Guardians of the Galaxy team, we don't know who the new team is going to consist of, but Nova just makes sense. He would be perfect, and this would be the perfect opportunity to set him up. And Guardians of the Galaxy Volume 3 is the first Guardians film after Avengers Endgame and Infinity War. And it was in Infinity War where the Guardians learned that Xandar was decimated, so maybe they'll go visit Xandar in the film just to kind of see what happened and try to help whoever they can. Maybe they'll meet Nova there. We'll have to wait and see on that one. But like I said, there have been reports from insiders that a Silver Surfer special presentation is also coming. The report is that this is going to come before the Fantastic Four movie because the Silver Surfer and Galactus are going to be in the Fantastic Four. So really, a tease for the Silver Surfer would essentially be a tease for the upcoming Fantastic Four movie. And since we don't know who the official cast is yet, there's no way they're going to kind of tease the Fantastic Four because they're not going to show us who the cast is. They're not just going to give us a post-credit scene with Reed and Sue and show us who they are. I think it would be really cool if they did it that way, but that's typically not how Marvel does it. So if you're going to tease the Fantastic Four, it would be really cool to get a Silver Surfer and maybe even a Galactus tease, even though getting a Silver Surfer tease is essentially getting a Galactus tease because he's his herald. But keep in mind, we know from the Guardians of the Galaxy holiday special that the Guardians are now in charge of Nowhere. They bought it. It's theirs. They are the true Guardians of the Galaxy now, trying to protect the galaxy as an official team. So if a Herald of Galactus was making its way towards Earth, I'm assuming that people from Nowhere would either pick up on it or spot the Surfer himself. And I think that it would be a really killer post-credit scene if they just kind of showed the Silver Surfer off in the background and we see some of the remaining Guardians or new characters say, "What is that?" And then it gets really serious and some people say, "Oh crap, that's a herald for Galactus." That's all we need. You don't even have to cast the Silver Surfer yet. You just have to have kind of a basic silhouette of the Silver Surfer riding his board in the background in the cosmos, which is where Guardians of the Galaxy is going to take place. Or if the Silver Surfer has possibly been cast already, you can have him show up at Nowhere. Maybe he goes there to investigate if this head is going to be enough energy for Galactus. He could stop by Nowhere, determine that Nowhere isn't suitable for Galactus, and then kind of hint that he's heading to Earth. And obviously, if some of the original Guardians members are sticking around for the next team, if they're there at Nowhere, they're going to have a connection to Earth because of Infinity War and Endgame. Well, really just Endgame for the Guardians. But they fought to save Earth and the entire universe, so they're obviously going to be concerned that a Herald of Galactus is going to Earth. So really, I think this would be a kind of perfect opportunity to tease the Silver Surfer and Galactus for the upcoming Fantastic Four film. At least, of course, this is what I hope for. Now, there is always the possibility that the post-credit scene is going to be some kind of tribute to our Guardians of the Galaxy. This is their last film. Maybe it's some sort of a tribute to the cast. This isn't something that Marvel typically does. However, if James Gunn kind of wanted a say in what the post-credit scene could be, well, there is always the possibility that it could be this. However, typically, Marvel does like to set up the future. They did this with Thanos, and it would make sense that they would do it with Kang. And more heroes and more villains like Nova, the Silver Surfer, and Galactus. But we'll have to wait and see. I watched the movie tonight. I'll film a reaction right after and post it to YouTube, and the next day, Friday, tomorrow morning, I'll be posting my review of it. Spoiler free, of course, but keep an eye out for that. Make sure you subscribe and hit the notification bell so you don't miss those videos. Don't forget to like the video, and of course, you can always follow us on Instagram and Twitter. And as always, thank you all so much for watching. Woof woof.